match us, you better roll 2 up. I kick my fucking shoes up when I enter the medical center. You know the rules, bruh. Paper planes only. Flying up in the air with me and my cronies. First class, getting munchies and eating turkey bologna. If a nigga roll a Dutch in the room, we clutching the dude. We smoke the best here in the city of the president. Raw papers, even write sheets made by elements. If you ain't high now, then you feeling it by the second hit. Feel the wind breeze blowing, them trees blowing so much loud our eyes.
Welcome everybody to the Man Cave. Hey, we got a special show for you guys today. I was able to pull some strings and get these two fellas in here.
He ain't pulling no strings.
R.L.P. Reallyfe Productions in the building.
Hey,
the real life street stars. Hey. This is the show about the men behind the camera.
Yeah, man.
To my right, my main man Joker. How you doing, man?
Hey, man, it's a blessing, man, to be up here, man. I'm very proud of you doing your thing, man.
My man.
So, you know, when you reached out to us, it's automatic, man. It's funny because we always talk, you know what I'm saying? So it's good to have a conversation for the world to talk with us, you know what I'm saying?
That's right, man. I love it, man. And next to Joker, my main man Jeff. What's going on, Jeff?
What's going on? I almost didn't come because this Negro didn't pay his last month's rent before he dipped out on our ass.
For real.
Let's
talk about it.
Hey, hold on.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
I always paid a month in advance.
Nah,
Let's get that straight. Nah.
You can tell your history with us too, man.
Yeah. So I mean, we all know that, you know, we have a lot of history, and we'll get to that too. But first, I just want to talk and really congratulate you guys. The first thing I want to preface this interview with is I want to congratulate you guys on how I watch your interviews, and I see that you guys are always trying to promote the peace, or you're always trying to, you know, intervene in the middle of things to make sure, like, well, is there any way we can, you know, take care of this business, you know, another way, and blah blah. And I'm really referencing to the T Cash interview, the interview with the South Dallas OGs.
Yeah.
No, North Dallas OGs.
Yeah, I'm sorry, North Dallas.
Now they gonna come at your head.
My bad.
Yeah.
North Dallas OGs. I'm sorry.
Fix that expeditiously.
Now, first, I want to congratulate you guys on that, and I want to say thank you for that, because with the demographic that you guys service, do you guys worry about that at all?
Man, yeah, for you to say for us to come in and you know, be an advocate of peace, that means there has to be turmoil.
Right.
And most of our interviews are very peaceful. I mean, it's crazy how we got a lot of people started hearing of us based on like this. I'm like, man, we've been doing this.
But that's America, though.
Yeah, we were 500 interviews in.
But most of the I ain't gonna lie, most of the interviews that Pop would have messed with.
Man, America, y'all still in the Jerry Springer world.
But if you really check our history, man, that's not what we're aiming for. We interviewed at least 600 people.
Exactly.
And at least 500 of them were different.
Right.
So I mean, our whole thing is we started in the streets, actually going and filming in beat battles and rap battles, and you know, going to clubs and just showing up. Me and Jonathan and some other guys, we'd show up to the club 4 cameras deep, and just film shit.
Oh, I remember this. I remember this. I know you guys were at a show that me and my band done one time at, I believe it was your sister's.
Yeah, that was very loud.
What was it? Her graduation or something like that?
It was something, but it
was
live.
Something. It was live.
Free drinks.
Yeah, it was free drinks. It was free drinks and free food, so I loved it.
But no, to answer your question though, as far as that situation you know, there's 2 storylines in Dallas that really kind of took over Dallas, which is Mo3, which is a hot artist. Where is he from?
Right.
And then there was also the Yella Beezy and Roy Lee. Those are 2 big storylines in Dallas.
And you guys somehow got immersed in the middle of all of this.
Yeah.
Right. In both of them. And that's, you know, and it actually got national media attention, correct?
Man, when Vlad watches your interviews, when Charlamagne the God watches your interviews to get talking points,
Right, yeah. So that's crazy. I mean, first of all, congratulations for it.
Hey,
you know,
we'll take it.
Second of all, like I said, the actual preface for it was for me to just congratulate you, because I like the way you guys handle your interviews, you know, because you're always looking for, you know, I can always see that you guys are looking for a way to make things, you know, fair and playable to each other.
Right.
Like, and I won't give too much in the interview, but referencing one point, I think it was you,
right.
or it might have been Charlie Moe who was talking about the interview with T Cash, where you were like, well, I don't think they really mean it like that.
Right.
I always appreciate that about you guys. So let me ask you a question. Building this platform from 0 followers to 55,000, where you guys are at, which is absolutely phenomenal, first of all. Can you walk us through that process just a little bit? Just walk us through that process. Like, people who are looking to get on the level that you guys get, what are some of the best advice you could give them to do it?
Man, I would say this. Because, I started a lot of the YouTube, the Instagram pages, the website, all that, right? Mm-hmm. But me and Jonathan, we both got a camera. We both actually went in on the camera, right?
Right.
And then we was like, okay, we're going to start shooting videos. But I think consistency and just making sure you put your best foot forward. Like, because you never know, somebody might go back and look at that video.
Yeah.
So how I look at it is, man, just go hard. Go as hard as you can. You might not know how to do everything yet, but just put your all into it. So when we do videos, he might do a music video. He's going to edit it to the best of his ability. Same with me.
Right.
And me and him do the bulk of the editing. You know what I mean? So I think our thing was, all right, man, we're going to be consistent. We're going to go out here, and whatever we do, we just going to keep feeding them. And sooner or later, people take notice.
Okay.
I would say definitely what Jeff did early on, what we all do early on, is you got to project where you think you're going to be before it all starts off. Jeff, when we first started this idea, like, man, it's 3-star stuff, man. Like, man, millions of people are going to want this interview.
Right.
We're going to have 100,000 followers within X amount of days. And once you set a goal like that, it's just really figuring out how to get there and studying who else is there and trying to see what they did to get there, but also keeping, like you said, the consistency and the integrity in what you do. Now, you have your good days and your bad days. Mm-hmm. And you be like, man, I want to, the struggle of having your own business and funding it yourself is hard. Yeah. But when you have your, people that you grew up with that have your same interests at heart, it's kind of like we pick each other up. When he wants to, like, man, I don't know, it's getting hard. My life is, I jump on his back. When I'm like, bro, I can't. He's like, bro, we got to stick to it. So having that brotherhood helps a lot.
Yeah, that's
but project high. And then,
So let me ask you guys, how did you guys actually meet? I mean, the whole group is a conglomerate. How did you guys meet? I know you grew up together.
Yeah, this is North Dallas.
I actually met Jonathan. My sister's handicapped. So my sister, I used to ride the bus with my sister to school, and his sister used to ride. Give
him a year.
Man,
if you give him a year.
I don't know, bro.
I would say either 93 or 92, 93, between 92 and 94.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But this is the year that we ran into. But we're so similar.
We do the same.
We're both not technically Nigerians.
Right.
We both have a younger handicapped sister.
Right.
Who, so automatically, that's like, you see something like that, you're like, what
the fuck is it with you Nigerians, man? What is it in y'all blood?
It's in us, bro.
Yeah, it's like hustler.
I know you.
God damn,
hustler,
man.
Yeah.
I ain't
gonna lie, Nigerians gonna show you how to get to some money.
They gonna show
all
my cousins scheme.
They gonna be like
big houses.
Like, hey, my dad was like, man, when you a king, all what I own is yours. You just gotta get it, take it from me.
That's what I'm talking about.
I'm like, man, so I be trying to steal the
same
same
thing.
thing
And they for
to
real
my
about
son.
education. And they serious about education. My dad was on me. Hey, man, you gonna go back to school? You gonna get that master's degree? You gonna get it?
Be like,
so what's your background and like, what do you actually do?
For just
outside
regular,
of real life,
yeah, man. So I'm actually a quality engineer. So I actually work on like mobile apps and shit like that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
If you at Top Golf, it ain't working without this man.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I set up systems and shit like that. Yeah. So but actually, I went to school for networking, and then when I got a master's for business. So that's kind of what I did. But then I ended up in the technology field doing engineering and stuff like that. So that's a lot of the. Like I built the website, I helped build the app that we have, just shit like that. That's kind of me. I've always been like the background, making shit happen.
You need a guy like that on your squad too. If you don't got a guy like that on your squad, get a guy like that on your squad.
But I mean, you have also a main. I'd like to ask you, what do you do? What is your background? What do you do for your day job?
Man, listen, man, I got the same story. There's a guy named Cardo, got wings, who engineers for Drake. He made God's Plan, right?
Right.
Like I was working I went to school for the same thing. I went to school for networking at ITT Tech. He was at the DeVry. Stopped there. I went to Richland College just trying to get a major in business. start working at a bank. You know, I have kids. You know, so,
Right.
so I just had to
Oh,
get a
yeah, I
job.
know.
So I just went to get a job at Countrywide, a bank. I was working with Cardo Got Wings for like 9 years straight, and I was just like, man, we just need to do something else besides I want to, entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
So the bank stuff was just really to pay off what we do on the side. You know, I never I say I don't take the career as serious enough, but I'm like, whatever I need to fund this stuff. You know, let this make us our, claim to fame. It just takes a while, but we stick to it. You know
Man, I just want to say, because see, for those of you that don't know, I was there.
Yeah.
From ground zero almost.
Ground zero, man.
I remember
David saw us as a lick. He like, these boys is a lick.
Nah, it wasn't even a lick for me. I was just like, wow, okay.
Now you gave us a lot of game early on. Like, man, you know what y'all could be doing?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
nope.
I remember when that thing. But listen,
I don't even think we had the light wall yet, do we?
Y'all
Bro,
didn't
we
have
had a
nothing.
dance. Kids were dancing in our studio.
I ain't
bro.
gonna lie,
No,
bro.
that
Kids
was
were-
later. I was there way before that.
Yeah.
Kids, we used that whole light wall area. Kids were dancing there.
Yeah.
We didn't know
Right.
what we wanted to
Hey,
do.
I ain't gonna lie. We really went on.
We trying to figure it out.
Because what happened was, I'm gonna tell you what happened. Me and Rook, which is the other, he's the one that started the street
Rook.
shit
I wish
with-
he was
Shout
here.
out Rook. Yeah, he ain't here.
Shout out Rook. But me and him before them, they had a studio, but then me and him had a studio for like a year.
Yeah.
And we were like next door to Say Cheese and Bud Beats, the guys that mix Yellow
Right,
Beezy.
right.
Now, it was a dope studio, you know what I'm saying? And then,
I gotta get Say Cheese in here too.
yeah.
Man.
And then
We love talking to business.
Then I
Nah,
topped it
so
up with
y'all-
Joker, and we was like, man, let's upgrade. And then they found this big ass spot, and it cost a lot of money. I was like,
Right next to where we grew up at, though.
yeah, right next.
That's a
to
selling point,
Right,
bro. It's
yeah.
right next to where we grew up, where we met. It's kind of like divine intervention.
Man, we moved in that bitch with no clientele.
No clients,
Man, I walk in there today and I'm like, yo, dude.
man.
But
Bruh.
we should have took a
As a
picture.
matter of fact,
we should have took the picture.
I got pictures.
I got him too.
I still got a video of when I first walked in there and said, bro, this could be this, this could be this. Look, I'm gonna post that video. So we might post it.
So
y'all can see how far it's
I
going.
still want to know when I start getting my royalties, though.
There you go. That's the real question. That's why
I'm saying,
We gonna do like
hold
sugar.
on.
all this paperwork
Hold
right
up.
here.
I'm-
These ain't questions.
You know, I'm the one that called you. Was like, hey, I got this keyboard player. He want to live there.
Yes, man.
You know, what I'm saying?
on, he
Wait
wanna
a minute.
live there.
Come on. Hey,
You set
look.
us up.
Dude,
set
yeah,
us
I
up.
did.
He
Yeah,
did
it was a
set us up,
setup.
the weirdo.
It was a setup. Hey, but it's a beautiful facility. Listen,
Nah, he said.
Let's talk about
really
that.
Kind of kicked it off though.
yeah, that did kick it off.
Yeah.
But
Nah, actually showed us like what the hell.
Now David was low key like he was like the nigga that can make shit happen. Like, hey bro, we need these cameras hooked up. Oh, I got you, bro. I'm gonna hook these up.
Yeah, bro.
right,
He was
yeah,
making
but that
shit
too. I did hook the cameras up the first
kinda
time. They lasted for about 4 years.
They lasted up until they just lasted. They still worked until we said we needed more.
Right, yeah, you did. You did. All right, so listen, tell me about your facility. I know what it is, but everybody else needs to know what it is. I know you guys give studio time. You guys make T-shirts. Come on, tell us
Hardest
about some of the
studio
stuff you're
out
doing.
of Dallas, man.
Yeah, man, go and give them because our address is on our IG and everything else, man.
It's 10840 Schweitzer Avenue, Dallas, Texas, 75243.
Right off of 635 and Miller Royal exit, right in the north. It's right off the highway. We picked it to be right off the highway.
Right.
We don't want to make it hard for you. It's a gated area where
Yes, it is.
You know, it's protected. It's lit. You don't got to worry about nothing happening. Everybody's love up there. But we have about a 2,000 square feet scenario, technically 2 stories. It's nothing but engineering space, production space, a lounge area. Pretty much for engineering, photography, videography, pretty much anything because we're a production company.
Yeah, oh, I know.
Before Real
I
Life
know.
Street Stars, we're Real Life Productions.
Right.
And we pretty much anything, we want to have anything under the sun that production-wise you can do, from commercials to recording, to everything. You know what I'm saying? You seen the tracking room.
Yeah,
Dave was up there.
oh, yeah,
He had a full tracking room with full band equipment in there. So that was the goal. We want bigger. We don't want to settle. This it's crazy because we having to settle for this. And Jeff was like, bro, we need to go bigger.
Yeah, that's me. I'm always
We need to go
I'm always
bigger.
trying
Like I'm like, let's make this work a little longer.
It's
You know what I'm
crazy,
saying?
man.
Let's go bigger.
Hey, so I want to ask you this about your facility. Like, let's say a regular family of 5 just wants to come in and get some family photos. How much would that cost them?
So depends on family photos. So we work with like model clientele and stuff like that. So we kind of follow like the JCPenney model, whatever. But we pretty much book by we try to book per hour because it's hard to say come in for half an hour and you're going to get what you want. So we try to book for the hour, but if we're doing a half hour, it's $75 for half hour, $125 for full hour, and you do get a few edits with that. But you also do get the full you can't go to Sears.
Yeah.
And kick it and do what you want. Your kid can play Xbox and Fortnite on the machine.
Exactly.
And play the music you want to play. You can't get that element. We provide such an element of what you drinking and if you want to do some other stuff.
Right.
We provide such an element that it's like it's better than Sears because the quality of the pictures are there. You're having a great time. You want to put on your Snapchat. You want to go live and you want to just show how much of a great time you're having. So when I say $125 an hour, people think like, man, Sears be charging $80 an hour. I'm like, listen, go to Sears if you want to deal with Sears, but if you just want to bring not only your family of 5, but bring your family of 30.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
No,
we got room to spare.
Yeah, you got the whole alley back there.
Yeah, hour and 25. Bring your whole family of 30. Have a family reunion.
Yeah, drop a track.
Drop a track.
So I wanted to get into that. So now it's full studio work if people wanted to come in and get interviews, so to speak, or if they wanted to just come in and do their music.
Yeah, that's kind of our niche,
like
right
press
now.
Yeah. I know the interviews are popping. And that's what everybody wants to talk about, and we're gonna jump back into that. But right now, I just want to kind of just I want to celebrate what you guys are doing, man, because I believe people out here need to know. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You guys are nestled over there, in this quiet little space, and a lot of people may not know.
You think people know we're in Dallas?
I know people know you're in Dallas.
Okay, I was saying,
people
think we're like untouchable.
I'm gonna show you a Facebook post that I got. I'm gonna pull it up right now, and this dude was like, "Yo, they major players in the DFW, and he in like Chicago or something." Oh, so you guys are out there. You know what I'm saying? You guys are out there definitely. But what about your studio prices? Can you break that down for me, Jeff?
We got $50 an hour. That's tracking, and $50 per song. So like, if you want to get that good mix, mellow, turn me up, mellow. You might hear that on a bunch of tracks. That young man. We got a couple engineers, but that young man Mello is doing this thing right now, man. He's mixing everybody.
Didn't you just do an interview with him?
No. Mello's our engineer.
No, who did you do the interview with the other day?
Sauce Walker.
Okay.
Talking about Sauce Walker.
And how was that?
Man, that interview was crazy, man, because it really wasn't an interview. It was damn near a dissertation.
What was so unexpected about it?
We had talking points as far as things that we want to talk about. We maybe asked 4 questions.
4 questions. And it's crazy.
Hour 30-minute interview.
Because you do interviews, right? So you might see somebody's character, right? And you go.
We got a great show lined up for
Hold on.
Of course,
Y'all go ahead. Now tell us about Paulo. I'm trying to pull it up for Joker so you can see.
Yeah, go ahead, keep telling him, Joe.
Yeah.
So you might have somebody who you likes a character, right? And you think like, okay, damn, the interview might go this way.
It's there though.
Yeah,
but, it's just, how like you have a person who's a character, you might feel like the interview might go this way.
Right.
But he came on our couch and he was just talking to some real shit. And all we could do is sit there and listen like, damn.
He made me want to go invest in a business.
He was talking about some real, and I've never seen that side of him before. You know what I'm saying?
I want to get a Dallas tattoo on me the way he's talking. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah,
I'm slipping.
Sauce Walker.
So
he's Texas, bro.
So this is the interview that you're recommending. You putting your stamp on that.
Man, if you want to get because a lot of people see Sauce Walker as just the ooh-wee and all that rapping. Right. If you want to understand the mind of a man that you think is just putting on a character and having that man sit down and talk for an hour and 30 minutes about how much knowledge he has towards what he puts it, he's not doing it. Yeah, I would say every young artist, because his execution was successful. I'm gonna do this stuff, have him think I'm this, but I got all this planned out. So yes, I would tell every young man who wants to get into the game, watch that interview, because he's showing you how much thought process goes into a character he puts out there to display to get on.
That's exactly the same exact reason I wanted to get you guys in here, so people could see exactly the mind and the actual people behind that camera. A lot of people they see your interviews, they hear your voices, but they don't really see you.
Charlie Moe gets that a lot.
Yeah, Charlie Moe do get it a lot. But you guys are intelligent. You're about your business. We definitely want to put that out. Let me ask you a question. What would you say the best decision you guys have made in terms of building your brand?
Oh, the light wall. It ain't even a question.
The light wall.
It ain't even no question.
Listen. A porn photographer was about to get rid of that light wall.
Get rid of it.
And we were there to get some other stuff.
I remember when y'all bought it.
He's like, man, listen, I'm trying to get rid of this light wall, and we don't need no light wall. We're trying to get this other stuff. He's like, man, I'm trying to give you a discount on it. And we're like, we just went.
You ever have a
went
nigga
back
give
home.
you a good deal and you couldn't fuck with it because you
Right.
was broke?
Yeah, we
I'm
like,
like, nah, bro, we got to get this hoe. I don't know how we
bro,
going to get it.
I don't know what we're gonna do with
We
it.
going to get it, though.
We gonna get that here, and even having to move it, we're gonna figure it out.
Yeah, we just figured that shit out.
Cause the dude was actually like, man, y'all can have my whole spot. Y'all could, I got 5,000 square feet. Y'all could use this spot.
He had a sick
And
spot.
we're like, man, we just already locked in. So that light wall was it, bro.
That light wall changed it all, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, nah. I mean,
And here's the thing about it. We're photographers first, right?
Right.
So it's like we make the light wall look a certain way that a nigga probably wouldn't make it look. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We put the little extra
Yeah,
gloss and sauce on it. And that was the first thing that was jumping out at people because our first interview was Mo3 and Sean on the beat.
yeah.
And then we got like Gator Man, and we started getting people, and people like, how the fuck are they getting these guests? Because we put the groundwork in before we ever did anything.
Right,
We was in the streets filming people, just knowing people, stuff like so. When people you see Gator Man behind the light wall, you like, damn, what is this? And it's just catching people's attention, you know what I'm saying? And so it just put us out there ASAP. It's just like
So what
it came
about the
out of nowhere.
R.L.P interview? How was that, man?
Man, listen, I know that Dallas did not fuck with R.L.P. obviously.
B2K.
They took this man's shades.
Joker lined him up.
Yeah, I was backstage with him. I ain't gonna lie.
Joker lined the nigga up.
Man, I don't want to put R.L.P on the spot like that, but man,
Go ahead, put him out there, bro.
Nah, bro. B2K concert is doing well. Let's just say that.
Yeah, I seen him. He was all up on the stripper and everything in the
Man,
joint.
bro.
Is that the stripper, the one he was freaking in the club? Is that the stripper that took his glasses?
Man, I hope not.
Yeah, I seen you come on Facebook. You was like, "Hey, look,
Nah, bro.
whoever took R.L.P glasses, can
He
y'all
was
please
serious
return
about
them?"
them glasses, man. If R.L.P walked in right now, man, I don't know, cause were you a fan of B2K coming up?
A fan?
Bro, no, hey, we wrapped off bump though.
We did.
We was on.
But there wasn't no fancy. There was just a beat.
Yeah, the beat was heavy, man. But bro, yeah, R.L.P, man. Hey, man, shout out B2K.
Hey, look, I suggest everybody go take a look at the interviews and the things they did with him. Yeah. But anyway, so we gonna pass up on that. What's next for you guys? What's next for you?
Movies.
Nah, hey, I ain't gonna lie, and I'm gonna put this in the air because I've been putting it in the air since we first started. My holy grail for doing this whole, like, you could say Drake is coming on. I'd be like, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that'd be great. But my holy grail for doing this whole thing myself was always to get Erica Badu on that couch. To come in and sit down on that couch. Erica Badu.
Right.
So, Erica, if you're listening to this.
If you're listening, man.
Please.
I jam.
Adhere.
All right.
That's my holy grail.
Okay,
I don't know, he might have his own, but that's mine.
If I ever get there, and I won't look her in her eyes because I know she don't like that.
She's going to put you on the spell.
But listen, so my interview, I want Earl Spence. So
I like that.
if any of us get there before, we gonna share the wealth.
Yeah, we gonna.
All right.
Earl,
Y'all,
We almost locked in the Earl.
y'all gonna get there first. So I'm looking for y'all.
Hey, no. So, Earl, if you're listening, I know we were just talking to you last week.
Yeah.
I know you just came off a big fight.
Earl.
Fuck with
Pull
us,
up, Dave.
My man.
Man cave.
Come holler at
Come
me,
talk.
Slim.
Come talk.
Come on, man.
Hey, look, I was there, Earl. You know what I'm saying? I said, nah.
Tune in Wednesday, man. We got like DeRoe pulling up. He hasn't sat on the couch yet. So DeRoe,
Uh-oh.
you on the spot? Hey, pull up. Hey, we're gonna get DeRoe.
I want you to tell me a little bit about your Roy Lee documentary, man.
Yeah, man. The Roy Lee documentary, man, was being put together.
Rest in peace, Roy Lee, man.
Rest in peace, Roy Lee, man. First and
R.I.P.,
foremost, man.
Real supporter.
I mean, he really gave us a lot of good looks, man. But that's being put together by LV the Grinder, man, who, of course, we've been doing work with. He put on a bunch of comedy shows. And it was serious enough when he hit us up that he said his Roy Lee's baby mama, Roy Lee's sister, Roy Lee's mama wanted something to be done. And we started off with his baby mama. We started off with his sister, and we actually got his kids on it. And then it started building. You know, it's a snowball effect. Once one sees it, it's like we're able to get Bay and C Struggs people. We got more people coming. I mean,
Rest in peace, C Struggs.
Yeah, rest in peace, C Struggs. And it's just like, man, it's crazy how we're like Dallas for like a year there. We started losing some of our greatest talents. And I think the documentary itself is gonna be just something that's just for his legacy.
Yeah,
you know, everyone, even what you're doing right now, this right here is part of your legacy.
Yeah, I think
your
it's
kids
a blessing,
will be able to say in 2082 they're gonna be able to. Let me go back and listen to my daddy talk to the Street Stars.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I even wanted to touch on that with you guys is that, you know, you guys have to understand how important you are because a lot of the interviews you have done have captured people's personality and, you know, their likeness, you know, and
Gucci
as they
interview.
Yeah,
Like Lucci interview alone lets you know a man about to look at federal time in a couple of days.
Right.
Talking about looking at federal time.
Right. And
in a couple of days with kids.
Yeah, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Right, yeah.
Struggs came through after the cancer scare, talking about how he was scared of death.
Right.
Scared of, what's could happen with this. And
see, these the interviews I want to see do the millions of views. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, with the death of Nipsey Hussle and things like that, it's just important that we kind of come together. And that's the reason for my show. My show is kind of just like, I just want to kind of teach people the game, try to help people get up. So let me ask you guys, when it comes to YouTube monetization, there's a lot of people out here that have platforms such as myself. We aren't big yet. We aren't on you guys' level. What kind of advice could you give us for making that happen?
I would say just set it up right, because it all starts with having the actual foundation, right? That's the one thing that I did. I just made sure that we were good to go. Google AdSense, you create your accounts, you know what I mean? Make sure that you're good in good standings. Don't violate any policies. For a while we was shooting in strip clubs a lot, so those put us in violation a lot. So
you guys have an awesome life, man.
So we stopped doing we do. But we stopped.
You gotta be content aware.
You gotta be aware, man, because with Google and all that.
They have a 3-strike program.
They got a 3-strike program. They get you. We almost got out of there one time, man. And that was a scary thought.
And they penalize you for like a while. Like when you on 2 strikes, they penalize you. So
you can't upload, you can't do shit. And you just gotta hope for the best. Okay, hopefully they don't find nothing else.
So what
YouTube is monetized.
Go ahead.
And anybody could get monetized on YouTube, but you have to, of course, YouTube has to look at you as a business partner first.
Right.
You have to do enough numbers, either views or subscribers, to have them look at you and say, "Hey, you're doing enough business. We need to give you. We need to work with you because we can sell your content and put ads on your content, and it makes us money because that's all. It's all about ads. It's all commercials in the end. So yeah, I tell someone just make sure you have good content. If you're making a YouTube channel, have a particular content. If you're talking about baking, just keep it on baking. Don't be talking about, movie reviews while unless that's maybe baking while doing movie reviews. That might be a thing. But keep it at that. Stay with it. Make sure your content is good. Have people tell you about your content. Don't just do it and never get, because the comments are going to troll you, but have people let you know, this is good content, and you'll see the numbers grow. So to me, 1 subscriber to 5 to 10, 10 to 100, 100 to 1,000. As long as you see growth, you're doing the right thing.
But don't just stop there, though. That's always my thing. It's like, build a website. You can make money from the website. Monetize your website, right?
Marketing.
That's if everything else goes down, you have a website to fall back on.
Marketing.
You got if you're doing a podcast, put it on Spotify, Apple Music, monetize that.
Right.
Sell merchandise. It's a lot of different things that you can do, especially when it's coming to branding. And don't go cheap, man. Go get good logos. Go pay for them, or if you can do it, do it yourself. But like you said, people now know us from the light wall and the couch, and that was inadvertent. It wasn't something that we were trying to do, but that's kind of our brand now.
Someone tried to copy our light wall.
They did try to do that.
They can't do that, man.
They can, but not now. But they did try in the past. But so I always say, man, when you're looking at monetization, monetize from all angles. You know what I'm saying? Even you can eat so many ways, right? Just imagine you have a YouTube video and you put it on your website and you put it on your app. You get paid for clicks on all 3 of them. You're really double eating if you put the same link from YouTube on the app. Now you're getting paid for both.
So is AdSense worth it?
Absolutely.
AdSense, Google is trying to pay. Google's is making millionaires out of young kids who just had a dream. It's like Facebook. There's not really a lot of money.
Say that one more time.
Google is making millionaires out of kids who just had a little dream, man. To just be able to grab your cell phone. And post a YouTube video from your phone.
Putting the Rubik's Cube together.
Yeah, it's crazy because you could be a kid in high school right now that just got a big following. The kids love you. You're popular in school. Just think back in '96, you were just a popular kid. Yeah, the girls holler at you, but that was it. But just imagine now if you just walk around your day and talk about your day. And now you got 300 kids watching you. All of a sudden now a couple of high schools watching you. Now all of a sudden, you're going bigger. Now Google pays for them 300 kids. They'll pay for that. You know what I'm saying? And like I say, I tell people, don't get discouraged. You know what I'm saying? Man, getting a $5 check is awesome. It's $5 that you did for nothing.
Right. It starts there.
All right. It grows. So this might be redundant, and I'm hoping I can get a different answer from you guys. So what do you know now that you wish you would have known then? That would have helped you to catapult yourself even faster.
If we would have been messy from the start.
It really is man. I'm not gonna lie. It's like we did everything the right way. It's just the reality of it is it's time. Some people they grow quicker than others. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We went viral so many different times. The first time we went viral was Jocelyn Hernandez getting booed out the club. He caught that in Medusa.
What?
You know.
Honestly, we should have been maybe getting more of those type of we do so much that we're like, man, maybe we should just follow Love and Hip Hop Stars around.
Yeah, y'all do a lot.
So Jeff, what would you have done differently 4 years if you could know now? What would you have done differently?
4 years ago.
I don't know, man, because it's
what you know now.
He'd have probably not
because we've stuck for me at least. I've stuck to the formula. Like, you know how you'll have this formula, right, in your mind, and it might sound crazy to everybody else,
right? And
you just run with it, and it worked. It might not have worked, but it worked. But so for me, I can't really say I would have done it something different because I wouldn't want to be the guy that just kept trending the viral bullshit moments. That's not what I'm about. I like with our interviews, we could clickbait a lot of shit. People say a lot of wild shit in our interviews, but that's not what we do. We just give them the interview.
Yeah. I noticed that Vlad does a lot of that damn clickbait shit.
And the crazy part, if we did that, we would make more money.
A nigga snorted crack.
A nigga snorted crack on our
interview. We're like, we're not gonna put it out.
Yeah.
And that's
somebody else would be like, oh shit.
That's responsible.
Yeah.
Now, honestly, I ain't gonna lie. I would have loved to have gotten and Fast Money just walked in the building.
Shout out Fast Money.
I would have loved to have gotten a couple of artists under like a management deal. You know, because what we do is such a benefit with videos and everything else. I would have loved to have got a couple of these young dudes early on, put them under a management deal. Read a lot more books about management and marketing and money. I would love to have did that and just maybe put a couple of more people under our wing and just have more paperwork on a couple of kids and just build them and build up with them. You know what I'm saying? Because what we do makes them blow and what they do makes us blow.
Okay. Well, Fast Money just walked through the door. What's up, Fast Money? What up, baby? Hey, it's good to see you, man. I think last time I seen you in L.A., didn't I see you in L.A.?
Wonderful day in the light.
Speaking of don't you hate when you walk in and somebody say, speaking of the devil, like, what was y'all talking about before?
Speaking of the devil, he shall appear.
There you go.
That's what's up, man. All right, well, look, now that I got all three of y'all here, and I know we missing Dion, man. Shouts to you. You know what I'm saying? And Rook, my
Charlie
man,
Moan,
Charlie
Rook.
Moan.
I want to take a real quick second because, y'all don't even know, but Midnight, he's going through something serious right now.
Oh, okay.
And I want to send prayers up to Midnight. And
prayers, Midnight.
I'm going to call you. I'm going to come by and holler at you when I get off from here, man. And, prayers up.
Prayers to you, man. Prayers to you, Midnight. Okay, so as R.L.P. grows, do you guys plan on trying to sign artists? I mean, you guys got the full facility. You have everything you need to make a whole damn album. You got engineers. You got videography. You guys are shooting videos. I mean, there isn't really anything you aren't doing. I should be asking you, what don't you motherfuckers do? That's what I really should be asking you.
We do taxes and everything.
Right, yeah, I know. I came in there last week and I saw the T-shirt press. I was like, man, fuck these. You know what I'm saying?
Entrepreneurship
with everything. You know what I'm saying?
We in all lanes for sure. We in all lanes.
So how you doing, man?
Me, man, I'm blessed, man.
What's going on? Where you come? Why you late, man? Where you coming from?
I'm coming from
you making some money.
The same place I'm coming from.
Rockwall.
You making some money?
I put this address in my thing, and it said an hour.
Damn, bro. Hey, listen, I appreciate you making.
Hey, man, I wouldn't miss it. When they said it was you, man, I said I'm on my way.
Hey, I appreciate that, man.
Anybody else I'd have been, I don't. They know I don't do these hoes.
Right. So how's everything been with you, man? Like, what you up to now?
Man, just trying to grow the company with my brothers, man. We got a solid foundation, man, and we just trying to take it to the next level and be that next platform for that DFW. You know what I'm saying?
Man, you already that platform for the DFW, man.
You know what keeps us humble is when we act like we ain't.
Yeah,
we might be, but
I noticed that.
So we want to be number one. We won't never say we number one.
Okay, so we talked about the documentary that's coming out. We talked about some of the next interviews that you guys want to do. But I'd like to ask you, like, what is the next thing for you? What is your next role that's going to be coming up with the company, man?
Man, our biggest thing is, man, we coming from North Dallas, man. There's a lot of things that we didn't have growing up as youths, man. So we've been really trying to come up with a way to do philanthropy. Let me not use no big word. Community service.
Yeah, I got you. Well, listen, now that you said that, because you said that, I want to ask you guys this, and this is all three of you guys. I've already been planning to do something. I want to start out pretty small, about 30 kids. I want to have a 3-on-3 basketball tournament.
Oh, like move it up type shit. Yeah.
In Carrollton, at a rec on Rosemead, hopefully. We're looking for some sponsors, but would you guys be willing to come out and actually
buy some jerseys and everything?
Just mentor it. Well, really, what we're looking for is just someone to just say hello to these young men, shake their hands, show them the right way, talk to them, exchange numbers, maybe keep in touch with them for 2 or 3 weeks or something, maybe even longer, who knows? Would you guys be up for something like that? Would you guys be up for support?
Without a doubt.
Absolutely.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, man, because I talk, we talk
got
every
kids.
day, and we try to do like a nonprofit type thing where, we mentor kids and just have them maybe bring them in and show them how to engineer 1 week, next week show them how to do photography. So we try to build that,
Can we get together and work this?
This ain't about us.
Because
it's going down regardless, man. Like I said,
because I got a son. And he would probably listen to you or you more than he would listen to me.
Amen.
You got a son, and he might listen to me more than you can.
My kids think I'm small time, so I'm gonna let them. We're gonna keep it small time. Right.
Now you.
Now, but for real, if we as kids had an outlet like a Real Life Street Stars or something as we were growing up, yes, man. I would want to be able to touch an entity like that because Dallas never really had a consistent type thing before that. I used to always want to be on Flavor TV when I was a kid. We used to always bro, I want to be on Flavor TV.
Sure.
But
right.
How do I get to Flavor TV? Who do I need? It was just I didn't know how to get to. So yeah, we got to be out here and touch these kids. We got to be out here and show them that hey, this is the there's different ways to go. You don't got to be a rapper or a hooper.
Right.
You do other things behind the scenes.
Cause this music be saving people's lives for real.
Yes.
And it's not the rap. It don't even be the rap part that's saving. That's what these kids understand. Everybody is so quick they want to flash. They want to be they want to be that guy. But you can be that guy
behind the scenes.
Right.
Everybody still gonna know who you are. You still gonna have the money. The money still exists. Is there for you to make. And your life is not as in much danger. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it's plenty of benefits to just being behind the scenes, learning the technical side, using your hands, using your mind, instead of just trying to play gangster.
Right. Yeah, definitely. In today's new age, a lot of these kids don't know nothing about what they doing, but
what they want to do,
Yeah, I know, and this is why platforms like yours are very important, and also mine. So we can try to reach the couple that maybe if we can make a difference in one or two,
you can change
what I'm
one.
saying? It's worth it.
Amen to that.
So, all right, with you guys being over there in the North Dallas area, okay,
in Afghanistan.
we had this Mo 3. Where the fuck is Mo 3 from? Can anybody tell me?
Mo 3 won't tell you.
I'm just going on record to say
Mo 3, he's from, man, listen, he got it out the mud.
He's
in
a
the
chameleon.
North, man. He got it out the mud in the North. Listen, we put up to North Dallas.
T-Cash didn't look happy.
Because where's T-Cash from?
none of these niggas are really happy.
Where T-Cash from?
They're not even happy. We're not gonna do that. All these niggas is from North Dallas. And wherever they said they were from, that's where they from. That's
right.
We look.
Yeah, they got their stripes. Everybody who got their stripes, where they got their stripes and where they from. So I can't tell you, man, born in wherever they ain't from. Where
T-Cash didn't look like he was playing Slim.
T-Cash and Mo 3 have a history that none of us will ever know about. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
You're talking about people
right.
in your house coming downstairs.
Man, Mo 3 talented as shit, man.
Man, listen, Dallas, it's been a while since I've seen the kind of talent that could come out of the city now. You know what I'm saying? Mo 3 definitely got that talent that, it's funny because I used to argue with these guys, but I'm like, Mo 3 would never be national. He's regional, but never national.
Youngers a hater.
These are great conversations to have 3 years ago. These are great conversations because when you see a rising star, you're like, he's not national, and that can still be debatable. Is he national yet? But his growth.
Define national, bro.
Somebody in Nebraska jamming you on a regular.
You don't think that's happening?
You telling me?
I believe he has fans.
If you're telling me,
You don't think he
if
has
you're telling me
fans
North Dakota's
He
like.
nice.
He got millions of views, bro.
Nah,
What are you talking about?
I'm sure he has fans in Germany, but I'm talking about on a national.
Wait.
What?
He has fans in Germany and he's not national?
Bro.
That's international.
What the fuck are you talking about?
If two,
Nobody's just saw. No one just saw Joker snort that line of cocaine.
Right. Germany, but not the best.
Get this on camera.
if 2 kids buy your song in Germany, that means you're international.
Yes, they knew how to fucking
Hey,
know you.
I'm gonna leave this conversation at that. Then.
All right.
There's no point in
All
arguing.
right, we gonna move away from this conversation. Because
This is what we
I
talk
don't
about all
want,
day.
I don't want Mo
We
3
talk about all
pulling
day.
up.
He about to sip that camera.
Yeah, I don't want. Nah, that's an actual cup, my nigga.
Oh wow.
That's a cup.
Oh wow.
That's a fucking.
Nah, I need to take it.
Hey, right, yeah, right.
That's wild, man.
That's serious. Hit the club like, yeah, I got
Hey,
it, bro.
Mo 3 gonna put on the sticks out.
Hey, listen, and everybody out there in the camera world, excuse this, y'all won't understand this, but these guys do. Where the fuck is Everett at? Where is Everett, Slim?
Man, you know it's funny. No, I talked to Everett 4 days ago.
You talked to him?
I talked to him.
Holy shit.
Everett's good. Everett's good.
He's good?
He's good.
Oh, thank
There
God.
was a scare right there, but he's good. He's good. So
Man.
Minister E, he called me 4 days ago. Want to do some work. He's feeling inspirational again, and that's all it really takes is just getting
Can you
inspired
tell this
again.
nigga to call me?
I'm gonna tell him to call you because that's all it is. Just getting inspired. I talked to his son Dante. Shout out Dante. He sounds like a grown man now, and it's just a blessing. But Everett's good. Everett's good.
That warmed my
He's
heart
not
right
lost.
there, man.
He's not lost.
That's my boy. He was my old keyboard player in my band. That
telling
nigga
you,
been
man.
missing for like 2 years. Well, he ain't missing because he a grown ass man, and grown ass men can't come missing.
But when a nigga
missing.
don't, hit you
Yeah,
up.
just a nigga just
Yeah.
out there. But anyway, yeah, okay.
He good.
Y'all niggas gave up on him, man.
Hey,
I almost gave up on him. I'm like, damn it.
hey, that was
Fuck, that's
man,
my boy.
I was looking for him,
Listen,
Slim, like for real.
After I met these guys, I left and Everett was my go-to. He's got me into music, man. He got me into like wanting to rap. I wasn't rapping. Were you rapping back
Yeah,
then?
you was a writer, right?
We weren't rapping back then. We was on some Bone Thugs shit.
We was on some.
Yeah, we was on some reciting Bone Thugs, but
Yeah.
Everett got me into like recording.
Yeah,
shout
I
out-
remember
shout out to
hearing
Steve.
some of your stuff.
Yeah, shout out to Tennessee.
Yeah, what'd you think of that?
It was alright.
It was alright for back in
He had some
2005.
flow. He had some flow though. Hey, like you say, what did you think
Yeah,
about
back in 05, it was alright.
Hey, you
Listen
see-
to it now, I was like,
hey, you
damn.
see
Jeff
Cam
was
going
harder than Joker. Y'all just don't
Man,
know that.
Jeff, man, oh
Jeff,
my
you was
God.
bringing that
Bars.
flame.
Bars, nigga.
Yeah,
Bars.
that hot fire,
Hot
that
fire.
Dylon, nigga.
I was just trying to keep up with that nigga.
There
That
was-
nigga.
Hey, there was Chameleon there, then there was Jeff.
Facts. There's comedian.
Oh, man. That let you know what's up.
Well, listen, all right. So R.L.P. has basically, 500,000 views to me, and this is from an outside guy looking in, like 500,000 subscribers, basically. Is that how much y'all got?
Yeah, if you look at everything overall, like
is-
all the numbers together, YouTube, IG, Facebook, yeah, man, I think we're touching probably 500,000 to a million.
That's beyond me. In 3 or 4 videos you said in a week, y'all got over 1 million views.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That whole T Cash Mo 3 thing for sure got 1.2
Right.
million in a week. You know
That
what
was
I'm saying?
that's amazing. Congratulations on that. First of all,
And that is like the first one that just went super viral on our channel.
Right.
Like people
Oh,
around.
we got the
oh,
rap.
oh,
We got
should have started with
That nigga came out of nowhere with the effect.
Jesus, we need a soundboard.
But yeah, that lets you know. And so that does probably prove your point as far as international fame because these people aren't just in Dallas and they're probably not just in America.
they
No
go-
way. Everyone watching this. So
Everybody.
but Texas is big as a motherfucker.
Texas
though.
is big.
Bro, when
as
you
a-
got Basquiat, this is crazy.
Yeah, hey, I saw
Basquiat,
y'all out there.
Yes.
But go ahead.
Basquiat made mention that he basically learned from Mo3 from our interview.
Is he coming in on the show?
He met the
Yes.
nigga, bro. He met
Yeah,
Basquiat.
I saw
on
him
our
out
face.
there.
That's crazy.
Right when I met Basquiat, shout out Basquiat. I just mentioned, hey man, I'm with the Reallyfe Street Stars, man. He said, bro, with the street, that's you.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
without
you
even
on
saying,
Vlad all the
normally
time.
you gotta say, I'm with the Street Stars. The light wall, the interviews, But he knew exactly what we are by name recognition. And yes, he said he's never been to Texas or he ain't been here since the early '90s. But we gonna make it happen.
Yeah, we got to get him
We
about
put on wax right now. We gonna make it happen.
We got to get him out here, man. Y'all,
It's gonna be an event.
I'm
We
just
gonna- we gonna
putting
get
it
him
out there right now, all of y'all. If y'all don't hear my voice on that interview, these niggas ain't right. I want to be in the studio, and I at least want to go, yeah. So if you hear that, you know I was there. I want to be in the studio.
You gonna be there.
Because he good people, you know what I'm saying? No, seriously. So you guys got your interview with Yella Beezy. Is he coming back anytime soon?
Man, me personally, I wanted Yella Beezy to come back through to discuss his rise to fame, because when he came, you can always see somebody's success by their chains. If you look at Yella Beezy interview that he did with us,
he got some nice chains on.
He had some nice chains on. But now it kind of got, I'm like, Yella Beezy, he pulled back up, you know what I'm saying? Because we, it's funny because, we got family in PMG. We mess with PMG heavy. We mess with Mo3 people heavy. We mess with R.L.P people heavy. We mess with the city heavy.
In the man cave.
In the man cave heavy. So really, I think it's just really storylines. You know what I'm saying? Storylines. That's all it is. So if anybody needs to come get their story out, they ain't got no. You got your Vlad TVs, you got your Charlamagne, you got your man caves. But Real Life Street Stars, if you want to sit on that couch, come through. So Yella Beezy, he definitely knows when his story definitely needs to come back to Street Stars and it be told.
So how do people get an interview on the Real Life Street Stars? How do people
Blood Oaths, Killer Baby Goat.
It's handpicked. It's handpicked for the
Illuminati.
Handpicked for the most part. This how I look at it. If any one of the 5 people on the platform likes you, we're just gonna reach out. You know what I'm saying? And we're always reaching out to the bigger names and stuff like that. I actually like the up and coming artists interviews more. They appreciate it more. I mean, a lot of times they're hungry. They'll jump in the booth and give us an exclusive stuff like that. But a lot of times, like I said, the following doesn't even necessarily have to be there. We did CJ Casino. He only had 1 video out.
Right.
He gave us a booth. Next thing you know, he blew up. His video got 500K views on it.
Right.
Just because he rose, you know what I'm saying? So we did his second video technically, you know what I mean?
Right.
So
how can those new up and coming guys who definitely want to jump on your platform?
You got to stand out. You know what I'm saying? Or we do offer, you can pay us. Yeah. Obviously, we it's a service, you know what I'm saying? And we just look at it like that. So
I mean, can they email you though?
Yeah, we answer we try to answer every email from email to IG to Facebook.
All of that.
However you can really nigga, we looking in the comments on the YouTube. If a boy say you want to interview, we gonna
people tag somebody saying Real Life Street Stars, holla my dude. It comes down to the music, to the following, to just like the story. If somebody has a story like, oh, this person did this with this.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Because the last thing you want to do is just interview a nigga to interview a nigga.
Yeah, people want to entertain the story. You don't want to just interview you just because,
Right, it's got to be an interesting person.
Here's the realest thing ever. If 20 people in Dallas think you going hard, 20 people, we going to know about you.
Right.
That's how close we are to the street. But, I mean, that don't necessarily promise you an interview, but we always looking for the next, who's the next rising star in the city, because by growing them, we only grow the city. You know what I'm saying?
So let me ask you specifically, and you guys can answer too, but who do you think the next up and coming guy is going to be?
Me personally?
Out of Dallas.
There's a couple, man. I'll be biased if I say their names.
You on the spot?
Because a lot of them come to the studio. You know what I'm saying?
You on the spot, baby.
But Stola G, my young nigga from North Dallas. Stola G, of course. Bear Feezy, he just dropped a project.
Look him up.
Life of Bear Feezy 2. It's real hard right now. Cutie Merc. Who else? Angel White.
Kenny Ray. Mello. Our engineer.
Mello Banks.
Mello Banks is one of the hardest spinning right now.
Man. Hold on, bro.
Now, I ain't gonna lie to man, hey, y'all gonna hate me for this, but Flex and Fab.
Why would we hate you for that?
Why would we hate you for that?
I'm saying he know Dallas bread, man.
He's hard though.
Man, I'm gonna go Indigo. She a hard female. I do a lot of her videos. She's super dope. I mean,
is Indigo thick?
You said what?
She thick?
Yeah, absolutely.
I haven't seen her in person.
Absolutely. Man, R.L.P. You got. I mean, this is a lot of.
I saw the interview you did with them. So tell me about the Lord. Like you got a live podcast going on downtown, correct?
Yeah. So one of my passions is producing. Right. I produce the Real Life Street Stars, make a lot of shit. So. I linked up with my boy Dirt. He asked the Dirty Angels. I pulled him aside and said, "Hey man, we got to get you going, man, with these podcasts. Radio is cool, but the podcast wave is where it's at. You know what I'm saying? You got beautiful women. We can make something happen." He took it to the next level and got a club. Right. So our concept here is we're doing a podcast live in Don't Tell Supper Club every Thursday.
Okay.
But the first one, I swear, was like 20 to 30 females. It was they
Ratio
were
was
trying to
crazy.
find a male in there to ask a question to. It wasn't even. It was just
Yeah.
me and the cat and me and the DJ.
And just an FYI, I'll be there this Thursday.
There you go.
You gonna want to be there? It's a party in that bitch.
Come holler at your
Yeah,
boy.
I
I'll
think
be there
Fast
this
said he
Thursday.
gonna come, but it's a
Yeah, facts.
It's a party. It's Dirt Beats, Ginger, Mello. They're the hosts. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I produce it. I'm the cameraman. So 4Kiss, he's the DJ.
Right.
And you know, like I said, it's a party, man. Like they're asking questions. They're just interacting with the crowd and stuff like that. And then at the end of it, we do a live performance. So we're trying to do it almost like a night show. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And eventually, Jonathan didn't make the first one, but he's
I'm
gonna
gonna
be
be
on the
the
next
next
ones or whatever. Eventually, what we're trying to do, right? And this is something that we do, right, to test our skills. Is just we might produce something and figure it out, and then offer the service. So what we're trying to do is do live broadcasting now, right? Now that we have a production camera, the black magic camera. One of the things that the next phase of our business is live broadcasting, like for churches and stuff like that. So what I want to do with this one is make it even next level and go live.
It looked great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you showed it to me and I saw it, and I'm definitely going to come down there.
The look is always where we started. Even with the light wall, the look it's got to look a certain part.
Right.
Man, I tell you, man, you guys have some of the most professional editing I've seen out there.
Hey, hands up! Can we get 2 claps for these guys too, man?
Yeah,
Jeff
no,
and
for real.
Joker.
Hey, no, for real. Hey,
Man, 'cause-
one thing Dallas and I have is like a lot. I mean, a production. Like I ain't gonna lie, 2010, I didn't see production at Dallas like what we're seeing now. Like, and everyone pushing everyone's bar. Like everyone pushing the bar higher and higher. Like we were settling for a lot. I think we were settling for just a mediocre almost. To where now it's like, man, let's push it to the next level. Let's because it's available. Like. You know,
it's out here.
What the next generation do? It's gonna be movies out of Dallas, man. RoboCop was shot in Dallas. Man.
Right, I mean, you guys are about to start the film industry.
Yeah, that's
That's a whole nother conversation.
Because again, that's originally, and it's funny because you're basically looking at 2 guys that are cinematographers doing podcasts,
Right.
doing interviews.
doing
so
light
it's like,
stuff.
that's why our stuff might look a little different than everybody else's because we're really using that as practice. Like we're shooting it, we're grading it, we're trying to do all type of things to it. So yeah, now that we got a production movie camera, you know what I'm saying, it's Netflix ready. Me and Jonathan finna take it to another level. And that's the plan, man. We always push it. That's
Exactly why I wanted you guys on.
And I do want to shout out just the whole camp, man. It's crazy because the camp is really just my homies, right? It's I got a whole bunch of talented. He wasn't even interviewing. I wasn't even interviewing. My brother was really the catalyst behind the interview, and he had a radio show. The radio show fell off.
Who, Mo?
Yeah, Mo had the radio show. When we were in the old spot.
My man.
Mo fucked the show up for whatever reason. But the show split up or whatever.
I miss Sleepy though.
Yeah.
Nice, I miss Sleepy.
My man. That's my man right there.
So we came
Sleepy's
together.
That's my man right there, yo. Oh, South nigga, that nigga crazy.
Shout out that nigga Sleepy,
He
man.
old school for real.
He old school for real.
Hey, so Cash, let me ask you, man, what's next for you out here in these streets, man? What are you bringing to the table?
Man,
that's going
that's
to fuck the game up. What you got for us?
Well,
man?
right now, we leaving a lot of bread on the table with the merchandise, so we putting our head together. We're getting the branding together as far as the clothing line.
I should have wore my shirt.
Huh?
I should have wore my shirt.
See, we all should have wore a shirt. Look, we trash, man. We not even repping.
I came from work.
I got real life on.
But what real life what?
I got it.
On the back?
Oh, the sweater.
Back is good enough.
Yeah, you trash.
what's
You
up.
He
trash.
said you tried, nigga. Full front.
What's up?
So going into the summer and into the fall, that is going next quarter. That's going to be the plan because we really just trying to brand us as a company, as a whole, as an entity, as everything in these streets. We just want to go full spectrum with it.
Right.
It's going to be the music, the production company, the studio, everything you can think of is going to be real life. You know.
So let me ask you another question, Cash. Like,
Fast.
I'm sorry. I said Fast Cash.
I don't know what he goes by now.
Shit, it don't matter.
Fast
It's all money related.
Fast money, cash.
Cash money.
Big cash, big fast.
I like it.
Listen, seriously. I want to know, because I asked these guys the same thing, so I want to ask you. If you could change one thing today,
About
back then, name something that if you knew it now, you would have did different then, what would it be?
man, we would have started earlier. We would have stopped.
Okay.
We wouldn't.
I like that
because
answer.
we
I like that answer.
We look because we wrote a lot of coattail on the beginning. You know, we learned a lot, but the things that we learned we could have taught ourselves if we'd have just buckled down and just the things we doing right now, we could have been did it. We could have been had 20 million followers on YouTube had we just been working on us instead of working on everybody else.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we would have started it up early. We'd
So-
already been trillionaires.
Right. You getting there, it's all good.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, you know, because with capital comes power. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And while we're getting there, if we'd have started a little bit earlier, we would have had the momentum and the force to change more lives. Right at this point, we could have been changing lives had we just started a little bit earlier.
Right. So if you wanted to give advice to the young people out there in the world who are thinking about building a platform and a brand such as your own,
Right.
other than start a little earlier, what would you tell them to focus on?
Get an education.
Okay.
Not because you need an education, because it expands your horizon. It broadens your mind. Before I went to college, I thought very small. I thought very small about my surroundings and the people I dealt with. College expanded my mind. It brought me into a realm of different people. It showed me different cultures. It just gave me bigger insight. And you need that when you're trying to create a business and a brand,
Right.
because your demographic is small. Our core audience, which we think is just niggas, is really not. It's bigger than that. It's kids. It's wives. It's daughters. It's husbands.
Right.
It's families. Like this is a family show, and we had to figure that out.
Yeah.
You know, that's why we try to implement more positive things and more community building things now in our nature, because we had to, we actually, like when you walk into an actual store, and somebody that's not just some dude off the street addresses, oh, you're a Reallyfe street star.
Right.
I didn't even know this type of person was listening to me.
Right. Yeah. Right.
So,
That freak you out sometimes?
right, all the time. You know, like I was telling the boy before, we walked into Taco Cabana, and the dude's like, you seen the shirts, you hear the voices, oh, y'all Reallyfe street stars, all of a sudden we getting free food.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy, but if you had a mindset to prepare yourself, it's just all about thinking. And I feel like an education broadens your mindset, not just bigger than a high school. It don't even matter if you go to like an accelerated college or anything like that. Just try to stay away from a whole bunch of debt and try to go somewhere and learn something bigger than what you already know.
Right.
Even if you go to Houston, you go to Oklahoma, just get out and learn something. Because once you stop learning, you stop growing.
That's right.
So really, I would just tell them learn more. Because these dudes right here, Joker and Jeff, I learn from them every day. We talk honest, and I just be learning and stuff I didn't even want to know.
That's the best thing you can do. I tell you, the fellas, man, the guys that I roll with, I mean, some of y'all met some of them when we came down to the spot. And, those guys, man, they motivate me too. You know what I'm saying? I learn from them every time I'm around them. I learn from these guys, like, from all of y'all when I've been around y'all, So,
I would throw, one thing I would throw in there is just try different shit, bro, because I would have never saw myself doing like a Reallyfe street stars as far as being a host. I was always trying to produce some shit. So when I was doing the interviews with Real Talk No BS, I was the cameraman. You know what I'm saying? And that was my role. I played my little position. But I remember somebody telling me, man, why don't you get out there and do it?
Yeah.
You feel me? Sometimes like if you can direct somebody 9 times out of 10, you probably can do it yourself.
Jeff, you and Joker ask the best questions sometimes.
Yeah, no, for real. And what I would say is, man, to backdoor what they saying is, man, just be an asset.
Right.
Whether education, whether trying new things, just be
Amen
an
to
asset.
that.
You see, everybody in this room is an asset to something bigger. Just be an asset. Don't be there just either you a consumer or a producer. Either you making or creating, or you just consuming. And if you're trying to be creating and producing something and being part of something, be an asset. Don't just be there watching. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Do something.
Yeah,
Unless that's your job, is just to watch.
Yeah.
Did you see my post today? It said, "I'ma always do something."
Right, something.
Don't get mad at me because I'm doing something.
Right.
Because I'm always do something. I don't care what it is.
It's gonna be. I'm doing something. I'm not. Yeah.
My mom was like, "You got a lot going on. You got a damn band.
Yeah.
Fucking doing podcasts."
Hey, man.
You gotta have a lot going on, man.
And when you get older, keep the dementia from setting in.
Yeah, because when I get off my day job, my night job is myself.
There you go.
That's when that job begins. And that's what I would like to to tell everybody out there is that the one thing that I think I would have done differently today, because I've asked all you, it's only fair if I answer it. The one thing that I would do differently today, if I knew the things that I know now back then, back when I was a little younger, is that, you know, number one, you got to work on yourself. It's okay to go out here and have a 9 to 5 and do that job and bring home that bacon for your family. But there has to be a time that you allot to working on yourself, you know? And I mean, platforms like this are things that people would look at me and say, oh, it ain't gonna never work. Ain't nobody gonna watch you. Da, da, da,
Oh,
da.
yeah.
Well,
please,
look,
tell them keep
we
saying
all
that.
hear that.
And tell them keep
You
saying
know,
it.
but you can listen to 50 Cent tell you his life story 50,000 times, watch his movie. What else he need to tell y'all?
Right.
But here we got 3 awesome young men who are doing this, real life, showing you they're not a step above, maybe 2 steps above where you're at. You know, you can learn something from these guys that you probably couldn't learn from somebody else, man. And I want to thank each one of y'all for coming out here.
Absolutely.
I appreciate you guys for taking time out of your busy day to come out here and be on my show. Like, that really means a lot to me. Thank
Man, all
you
this
very
is
much, man.
king shit.
Man, this is family, bro.
This
You,
is king
shit.
he was there when we ain't have shit. I'm talking about you on
right.
this bitch.
But still, you know,
We
I
didn't even
mean,
have a studio in that
you
motherfucker.
guys out here. So, you know, with that, we gonna close the show. Any kind of comments or questions, y'all let me know. Go ahead, turn that up, Kenny.
Hold on, I want to shout out. Hey, I forgot 2 niggas that I really. I said Maserati J, Quick Trip from North Dallas, and the 2 hot artists I want to get. I just want to do that.
Maserati J and Quick Trip from
Man,
Dallas.
go follow Real Life Street Stars, man, on everything.
Follow it, baby.
Subscribe.
Yeah.
I go home and eat something and put something up in a wifey tummy. Cause that's what niggas really do. We get hungry, horny.